Coach,
Yes.
3 straight homecoming losses. You finally got the
You know, I got a qualified memory. I called Prendergast the other day and I said, man, tell us about that great homecoming record. I think it's like 1 loss and 1 tie. He shot it back to me 17, 4, and 1 going into the day. And so I had blocked totally those last 3 losses out. So, but let me say this again. I do not pick homecoming. If I did, I promise you we would not lose 3 in a row. And we wouldn't be playing South Alabama, and we wouldn't be playing them last 3 that beat us either on homecoming. But moi does not pick homecoming. Y'all do understand that, don't you? So, you know, we just need, and of course, let me tell you something else. TV sets all our game times, and when we play them, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we be, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday morning, Halloween, Christmas, whenever. So TV tells us when to play, so it's hard for the people on campus to pick a Saturday when we can have homecoming. Does that make sense? So, you know, that's probably part of the record, but we play good people on homecoming. Never shied away from anybody. I can remember the one story that y'all probably haven't heard is we played the Central State of Ohio. A guy named Billy Joe, who's a great pro player, was their coach. They came in here, and I was happened to be here when they got here on Friday to work out, and they looked like a pro team running around out there. And with 42 seconds left in the game, we called timeout on defense to stop them on 4th down. Kelvin Simmons took the ball down. We were down by 8, by the way, when we called timeout. Took it down the field. We scored. We went for 2. Didn't make it. They clubbed Kevin in the face half the distance. Went for 2 the second time. Tied it. Sang the fight song in the locker room. So, you know, there's been some homecoming drama here, and certainly I don't think we've ever had any quite like today.
What does this win do for you guys moving forward?
Well, it gives us a chance to give guys a couple of days off as a reward, because I promised them if they beat South, we're going to have 2 days off. We give them Monday every week, so we're going to give them Sunday and Monday. And that's hopefully going to be a good shot in the arm for them. And then come back here with have the coaches have a plan to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then go to Atlanta on Friday and play on Saturday. I don't know what time. I guess we play on Saturday. But looking forward for our kids to have the opportunity to play another conference game in the Georgia Dome, place that, you know, is a facility that I know our kids have heard of and want to see. So we got to get ready to try to win. And sorry. No, I'm done.
Coach, what's it going to take to get some of those breaks on defense? It seems like, you know, the ball goes through the hand, fumble doesn't go this way, that way, you know.
Well, you know, I don't quite know how to answer that question. You know, we got to be the worst tackling secondary in America, and we got to be the worst playing the ball in America. And that ain't all. I see other secondaries the same way in college football, and I don't know exactly what it is. We play a lot of man. Everybody plays a lot of man coverage because of all the spread offenses, and you know, you set yourself up for those kind of things to happen to you. And I don't know. We're pretty bad tacklers. We got to get better at tackling. I can't say anything good about our tackling. Maybe the front 7, you know, they tackle pretty good. And we did make some plays. We stopped them on 4th down. I mean, a great play. I was at Mark that made that hit. And when we subbed and got our big guys in, and they substituted and got their play for their short yardage offense in, and our guys really made a great play there. But playing the ball in the passing game and playing, you know, whether you're playing zone or where you're playing man or where you're blitzing and playing man or where you're playing man under and playing a shell over the top of it, you know, we certainly didn't demonstrate too much expertise in the area today. And of course, sometimes stuff happens. And, you know, we're sitting there fighting our guts out trying to figure out how we can stop them and how we can you know, limit them to no more than a field goal to tie and have to go to overtime, and all of a sudden, you know, we miss, I guess we miss interception. Is that what we missed? Didn't y'all see?
Yeah.
I don't know what we was missing. We should have tackled the guy. Should have either tackled the guy or interfered or something, but not missed the ball and let it, and I don't even know who it was, so I'm not talking about players, I'm talking about the activities that took place. But I mean, you just, the dang air just runs right out of you. And all of a sudden, you look up in our offense, you know, they're talking about taking it back down the field with 48 seconds and, what, 2 or 3 timeouts. So, and we were able to do it. Very lucky, I think. You know, it's just one of those days when it turned our way at the right time and we were able to hold on.
What'd you see on Corey's throw there at the end, Eric?
Well, it reminds me of another story. Do you want me to tell you? Y'all remember a guy named Jason Samples, who is much like Eric, a big, maybe not the fastest guy in the world, but a great receiver with great hands. And, you know, I can remember we were having problems one day out here, and I said, put 3 of them over there, Mark. Let your quarterback look at them, put Samp over here and tell him to run deep, and tell him to look at them, throw it to Samp. He was double covered, he jumped up, caught the ball in the end zone for a touchdown, we win. Same kind of deal. We told Corey, throw it to no one but Eric. Throw it up where Eric's got a chance. Eric, if you can't catch it, you cannot let him catch it. You cannot let it be an interception. So you got to either be a great receiver or a great DB, depending on, in a split second. So he was ready for the task, and you know, when I saw the ball go up, and they were blitzing, Corey just barely got it off and got it up high right on top of him. And he went up with power and caught the ball, and it was over. And it wasn't a pass interference on him, I thought.
How good is he in those situations?
He's really good. A lot of these pro guys asked me about him, and I said, you know, this guy is not the fastest guy in the world. He's probably 4.5 plus, somewhere in there, if he really wants to run fast. And I said, but he likes, sometimes it looks like he likes from the cover. So he can body up on them and lever off and make a play. And, you know, when you lever off, normally, that guy's off balance and you can get your hands on the ball. But he's got the best set of hands if it's Samples, the guy I just mentioned, and Eric have the 2 best sets of hands I've ever had here for sure, and maybe anywhere.
Coach, can you take me through the wheel route that Corey threw to Brandon there?
Yeah, that's been a great route for us. Normally it doesn't quite happen like that, but you know, normally Eric will go inside and weave to the inside, and the flare will come around as sort of a pseudo wheel, as you mentioned. He never looks to the flat. He just opens up and runs and gets to the boundary and turns up. And we've hit that guy a lot and hit the inside part of it a lot, but they both jumped. And I don't blame them. I'd have jumped Eric too. And then, but somebody came out. I think a linebacker came and tried to get underneath. I'll have to look underneath Burks, but Burks kept running, and Corey scrambled, was about to go down, I think, and just flipped it to him. And great catch, great play. And I think that's when Brandon got hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because that guy put a pretty good shot on him on the sideline.
Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Gillespie and Pickett.
Hey, you know, I love them both. You know, both. I'm guessing that Gillespie's already served his. You know, he got kicked out in the first half, didn't he? And you know, I saw what he did, and he and another guy were pushing back and forth, and he got the last one in. And I'm not sure. It looked like to me he might have caught his face mask, but I lobbied for him a little bit, but. You know, he was gone, and that was the first half, so he served the second half. And I think that's what it is, but it may be a whole game. If it is, it'll be Georgia State, the way I understand it. Pickett's was in the second half, and I'm sure it's launching. He said he hit him with his shoulder. I don't doubt that. And but if he left his feet and launched into the guy, then you know and they may say he didn't hit with the crown of his helmet, so therefore it's not a targeting deal. If it's not a targeting deal, then he'll be eligible to play the whole game. If it is a targeting deal, then he'll be out at least whatever the suspension is. He's already missed the rest of the game.
They automatically review those, or do you?
Well, they supposedly review them at the game, but man, I can't tell you much about review anymore. I just can't tell you much about review. But I know the commissioner will look at it, and you know, I'm trying to remember what the deal is, whether it's a half or a whole game. Do y'all know?
It's a half.
If it's a half, Pickett's gonna have a half to serve. If it's, and I think Gillespie's already served. So, you know, in most instances, you know, I agree with the rule and the spirit of the rule. But, you know, sometimes there's so many gray areas, it's hard to, and them guys that are up there in the replay booth, they ain't got a clue. I mean, as far as, how would they know, even with video in front of them, if the guy launched or didn't launch? The timing of a launch. Now, the top of the head maybe, or whatever. But, hey, I'm not talking bad about officials, because I know how hard they work. And I've turned over a new leaf on officials for about 2 years here, and, you know, I try to do a better job with and for them so they can do their job better for us or for our players. And so, you know, we'll see. I hope it's as we stated.